Over the last 10 years, I've gotten really good at, and I'm going to teach you how to rank YouTube videos on the first page of Google. Have you ever wondered why your videos never show up on the front page of Google? Now, I produce over 60 different YouTube channels, and every one of them is generating leads from Google. It's not because you're missing keywords, it's because you're missing the strategy that Google actually pays attention to. Let's discuss two myths that you might have about getting videos to rank on Google. Myth number one, if I just post videos, Google will find them. And I'll even add to that, if I just post videos and put keywords in there, Google will find them. Yeah, this doesn't work. This actually hasn't worked for over a decade. There's a lot that has changed back a decade ago compared to, say, 20 years ago. So 20 years ago, you could use the keyword field, you could use the tags, and you could do a lot of external things to point authority at your website or anything to get it ranked at the top of Google. Well, Google is no longer a website search engine. It's a content search engine. Now, YouTube has gone through a transformation as well. In the beginning, you could use the keyword field and you could stuff keywords into your description, and that would help your video rank at the top of YouTube. People still follow those tactics today, but they don't do anything. What YouTube does today is it takes your transcript and it knows what your video's about. It actually uses AI to analyze your video, and it knows what your video's about. So the good news is you don't have to do that anymore. You've been stressing over putting in the keywords and whatnot and wondering, why aren't my videos showing up on Google? Myth number two, it's all about keywords. Okay, so the answer is kind of yes, but I'm gonna say no, because the way that you look at keywords is wrong. Not that it used to be wrong, it used to be right, but the way that you look at keywords today needs to be totally different in order for the answer to that question to be yes. So you're gonna hear a lot of YouTube experts that talk about keywords and keywords in your title and keywords in the tags field and keywords in your description, making sure that you repeat keywords throughout the conversation of your video. Now, what's very interesting, and we'll just take a step back, all these YouTube experts, their goal is we want to get you as many views as possible. We want you to get as many subscribers as possible. We want YouTube ad revenue that's paid to you to grow and to be big. So if that's your goal, keywords don't matter at all. And so it's really weird that these YouTube experts are teaching you about keywords. They're just passing on what they've heard from others that they heard from people before them, but none of their videos are focused on search traffic. In fact, none of their videos rank at the top of YouTube searches or Google searches, but their videos do go viral. That's their goal. So it's weird that they're talking about search. So I have another episode that goes into more detail on two different strategies. Okay, I'll link to that right up here. There's a strategy that leads to growth on YouTube in terms of I want to become a YouTuber and I want to generate ad revenue. I want to be a person like Mr. Beast. YouTube is my business. But there's another path. If you're a business owner, you already generate revenue in your business and you're using YouTube as a tool to generate leads. The strategy over here is focusing on search traffic. So keywords are important, but again, keywords are different now, so we're going to define them in a second. But over here, you're focusing on search traffic, not viral traffic, and your goal is lead generation. You're interested more in subscribers to your email list than subscribers to your YouTube channel. Okay, so again, that video that I linked to up here will go into more difference of the two different strategies, because both paths can lead to success, but success looks very, very different. So whatever search engine that we're talking about, whether it's the YouTube search engine or the Google search engine, or today, I mean, Google's got a real competitor in ChatGPT. I love that tool. So we could be talking about that search engine. All of these search engines today do not work off of keywords. They work off of content. They work off of solutions. So the best way to optimize your content is to focus on the viewer, the person who's watching the video, the person whose question you're answering. So these search engines will never rank content that is promotional because you're promoting yourself, not solving a problem. These search engines will promote content that solves people's problems. So what is the number one search engine? Well, today that's still Google. The number two is YouTube. Now ChatGPT is catching up, but it still doesn't exceed Google and YouTube. Now what is the number one content platform? Now you might look at platforms like Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, because there's a lot of content that gets put on those platforms every single day. Or you might say TikTok. The problem with every one of those platforms compared to YouTube is none of that content is searchable. None of it is indexed. So if you go to Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram and you type in a topic and you're hoping to find content on that topic, it doesn't work that way. That's not how those platforms are built. The only search engine that works is for people, if you're searching for the account or the person. But on YouTube, you're searching for content. You can ask questions. You can type in your problem. In fact, I just changed the filters in my Tesla yesterday, and I figured out how to do it because I searched on YouTube and I watched a YouTube video and it worked. So we have YouTube that kind of meets at the best of both worlds of these needs that we have. One, it's got an amazing search engine, and it's the #1 content platform. So you have a content platform that's actually searchable. Here's why this is gold. You can make a video and put it on YouTube and do nothing else, and you will rank at the top of Google, and you will rank in ChatGPT and Perplexity and so forth. So it's amazing because YouTube doesn't have any competitors yet in terms of content that's searchable. Now Meta has announced we want Facebook and Instagram to have a search engine, and we want our content to start showing up in ChatGPT. Knowing their platforms and knowing how they're built, I don't even know how that is possible because their platforms are so different. YouTube was built with a search engine from the foundation. So we'll see. I'm hopeful that these platforms will be another avenue that we can put our content, because we create content following my leaf strategy that people can find through search. And so we just put it wherever that searchable content can be found. So as much as I talk about YouTube and how YouTube is where my strategy is centered, that's not actually the only end result. We get a lot of traffic and a lot of leads from YouTube, but many of our channels are getting equal or even higher amounts of leads from Google without doing anything else. We don't do any ads or promotion. There's no cross-linking or anything that we need to do. Google owns YouTube, and there is one exception. We do turn our YouTube videos into a blog, but we're not creating new content. We'll embed the video on that blog page, and we'll have ChatGPT take the video transcript and write it into a blog post, so it's the exact content, just reformatted. And we will create a blog, and that does help to get more traffic on Google. So I do recommend that step, but just to clarify, you don't even have to follow that step, and your videos will rank at the top of Google. Why do some YouTube videos show up in Google search, but mine don't? All right, I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm gonna get to the point. Okay, so your audience, they have very specific needs and challenges and questions, and you are an expert. You know how to help them, right? So we're talking about your dream clients, these people that you would love to work with. They don't know you exist yet though. So they go to Google, or they go to ChatGPT, or they go to YouTube, and they're typing in their question or their challenge, right? They're trying to find this answer or this solution. So what you need to do, instead of this traditional SEO keyword stuff, you need to research and find what are their questions? What are the specific things they're typing into these tools? And so then you can get a good sense of exactly what they need and what they're searching for online. And these search tools want to provide them the exact answer. And 99% of the time, they're giving them something that's close. But if you can make a YouTube video that exactly answers their question, and they're gonna look like the video will pop up and it's like, oh, that's exactly what I was searching for. You know, and of course they're gonna watch your video all the way to the end. So that simple secret right there, if you can find these questions, that's the gold, and your video will rank at the top of YouTube, Google, and ChatGPT. How long does it take to get your videos to rank #1? All right, the fastest results will happen on YouTube because that's where you're posting the video. And if you follow my leaf strategy that I'm going to teach you in a moment, then typically your video will rank at the top of YouTube on day 1 or 2. Now, Google will then pick that up over the following weeks. So not months, just weeks. But Google will start to show that too once that video is dominating YouTube. Now, data for ChatGPT is harder to come by, but I do know that we are getting views from ChatGPT. YouTube Analytics shows us this. You can look at all the traffic sources for every video or your channel collectively, and all of our videos are getting views from ChatGPT. As far as telling you how long it takes for that to happen, I don't know. Okay, so now I want you to really understand my leaf strategy. And the leaf strategy has 5 ingredients. If you follow all 5 of those ingredients, you'll know that you're creating the right type of videos to rank at the top of all of these search engines. So I've created another episode for this part. I'll link to it right there. It's called The Leaf Strategy, How to Rank #1 on YouTube. Definitely go watch that video next.